One of the biggest problems that small businesses have is inconsistent income. It's extremely common, but it's also extremely frustrating. And when you have it in months where you have high revenue and then the next month you have extremely low revenue, it makes it very hard to plan your business. You get strapped on your working capital and it creates a lot of stress. So if you can relate, stick around, because in this video, I'm going to be going into a 4-step approach all around profit. Because at the end of the day, it's not how much money that you make, it's how much money that you're able to keep and utilize effectively. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about in this video. Hello, I am Brenda Glover, and I've been coaching and consulting small business owners for the past 11 years now. And this issue right here of being able to not only have consistent income, that's certainly wonderful, but really focusing on the profit that comes into your business, this issue right here is overlooked so many times. We did it ourselves for sure, and I see it a lot in our clients, which is exactly why one of the things that we started focusing after 2020 was to help small businesses figure out how to grow not only their business, of course, but to really hone in on what I kind of consider their profit pockets and figure out where are you not just losing money, but where are you leaving money on the table that you could be investing right back into your business. And so that's what I want to share with you inside this video right now, because we've come up with like I mentioned, a 4-step approach. Because if you are struggling even just a little bit, maybe you're staying consistent, but you're not growing at the rate that you want to be growing at, finding those little hidden profit pockets is your best way to leverage exactly what you're doing right now. So what does that look like? Our goal is to help our clients double their profits within the first 90 days. Absolutely, it's guaranteed because we follow a process, and that's what I'm going to go over in this video right here. So what does this look like? Step number 1, and by the way, if you're interested in actually getting more on this topic instead of just listening to me in this video, if you'd like to really see it dissected, inside the description below is a link where you can get this entire report. I think it's like 30 pages. It's extremely helpful to be able to go through, so that is definitely there for you. But for right now, let's kind of go over it in this video. Step number 1 is creating your competitive advantage. What in the world does that actually mean? Of course, we all want to be competitive. We want to have that advantage, right? So when you're looking in your business and you're pulling back and you're looking at all of the areas that your business, where do we find these extra profit pockets that might be hitting in there? There's actually 5 areas, okay? So there's a lot of things that you could do as a business owner, right? A lot of time, but you don't want to be wasting your time. You don't want to be spending time on things that aren't going to yield you the best results. And so there's 5 areas inside step number 1 where you would want to focus your time and attention to be able to create that competitive advantage. So the first one is paying attention to how many leads that you're generating and are they quality leads. The second one is what about your conversions, right? If you've got these leads, but they're not turning into sales, you got to work on the conversion mechanism of that. The number 3, transactions. If you're making some sales, how can you increase the number of transactions that are happening per customer? And number 4, what about your price, right? Prices, hopefully you may be able to raise them. A lot of times you're giving out discounts so that you can create a competitive advantage, but then you're losing the margins on that. So how are you pricing your items, your products, your service so that it's really benefiting you and you're increasing your profit margins, which is number 5. Profits. If you don't have those profit margins, you're never going to be able to sustain that business, okay? So that is step number 1. Out of all of those things that you really need to be focusing on in your business, because there's a lot of them, those are the 5 areas where 80% of your results are going to come from, all right? So you know the 80-20 rule, okay, taking it down to the little tiny areas, those 5 things, that's exactly where you want to focus your time. So once you have that, once you're like, okay, if you're spending all your time in delivery and you're spending all your time in operations or you're spending all your time inside of tech, you got to figure out your systems so that you can make that, outsource that, do whatever it is that you can so that you are really focusing on your leads, your conversions, your sales, your transactions, your profits, your pricing, okay? Then once you kind of understand, like, yeah, these are the areas that I got to focus on, we got to go into step number 2. All right. So step number 2 is know what profit cards you're actually holding in your deck. If you think about, Blackjack 21, you've got the specific cards, you got all those cards on the table. If you kind of know where things are, it gives you the advantage, right? Well, what we found I have a partner, Justin. And so what we found after consulting business owners for such a long time, also going inside some very very huge businesses that were growing really fast, imploding on themselves, not having the systems in order. What we really found is out of the gazillion of things that yes, you have to focus on, even inside of just leads. There could be like 100 different things that you have to focus on in leads, right? Well, what we found is that inside of these 5 areas, right, the ones that I just talked to you about, inside of those 5 areas, there's actually 12 little sub areas inside of those 5. Those are the 12 that any business, no matter what you are, what you do, those are the 12 that are proven that if you focus on those specific areas, you will absolutely increase your profits, not for just a little bit, but you'll be able to maintain it and grow it. So really quickly, let me just tell you what these 12 strategies actually are. Number 1, your market dominating position. Number 2, lead generation, specifically how you're going about getting them. Number 3, alliances and joint ventures. Number 4, your actual digital marketing. What is on the websites? What are out there on the online world, not just the offline stuff? Compelling offer. Is it irresistible? A drip campaign. Are you following up effectively, consistently with their hot buttons, right? Do you have a downsell? What if they say no? Do you have anything else to offer them? Do you have additional products and services that if they do say yes, maybe they would like to have this also? Can you increase your price? Does that make sense for you? Maybe, maybe not. Number 10, upsells, cross sales, being able to offer specific upsells so that, again, you can increase those transactions. Number 11 is bundling, putting separate packages together. And 12, cutting costs. Maybe that makes sense for you, maybe it's not. Those right there, I just went through that in a very quick little manner, but those are the 12 areas inside the main 5, right? So we're niching down into that 80-20, so taking that 20%, and then from that 20%, finding down more into the 1% that you can focus your time on. And when you do, inside of these 12 different areas, you will absolutely increase your margins. Your profit margins, which is going to increase your business. That, though, can almost sound overwhelming because it's like, whoa, that's a lot of stuff right there. And in all honesty, it is. It takes our clients like an entire year to go through all 12 of these. So that brings us to step number 3, which is know the cards that you need to win the game, which basically means you got the cards in your hand, you got all 12 of these strategies. Which are the 1, 2, possibly 3 that you should actually start with, right? Where's your lowest hanging fruit inside that list right there? Well, the easiest way to find that is for us to be able to walk through your business and say, like, let's dissect all your thing. We have this really cool software that will do all of that, but that takes a lot of time. And that's actually what we used to do. But what we have been able to do now is leverage our time so we can get this out to more people, which is why I'm giving you this in this video. Because as I mentioned, we have an interactive assessment. It is a profit acceleration roadmap. Where are your profit pockets? What of the areas inside your business, which one of those 12s is the one where you should start with? Which one makes the most sense for you? And we actually have this entire software algorithm that goes through the entire process. I couldn't even tell you how it works because it's super smart and awesome. And that is available for you at the exact same link that's below in this description. You get the report, but along with that, you actually get to take the free assessment so that you can find out which of these areas makes the most sense for you. And when you find that out, when you find out what area it is, it's not only going to give you the software, it's not only going to spit that out for you, but it's also going to give you an entire roadmap of saying this is what makes the most sense for you. Not just step 1, but all of the different steps, how long it's going to take you. It's really a complete roadmap. And that's step number 3. You got to be able to assess your business. So definitely that's something that you'll want to do if you're, not even if you're struggling, absolutely if you're struggling, but if you're not growing at the success, the speed that you want and building that profit in your business, this right here is absolutely going to help you. And it is completely free. There is no gotcha. There is no anything. We want to be able to get this out because honestly, 2020 changed everything. Felt like small business owners were under attack and everybody had to figure out what they were going to do. And that led to a lot of stress, a lot of confusion, and it made us kind of go into ourselves a little bit with our calling and say, we can help. How can we do this? How can we take this software? How can we take our system that we're helping so many of our clients and get this out into the masses? And so we figured it out. We were able to build this software, build this system to be able to get that to you completely for free. So that is available for you. But also we got one more step because this is a 4-step approach. And the 4-step approach is, here. It's stacking the deck in your favor by using the mindset. And this is what really, in my opinion, separates us from everybody else. And it's where my last 2 years of passion came from, because after coaching business owners for so long, we really found out that I could tell you exactly what to do. I could give you this entire 12-month roadmap, right? And I can tell you all of the things to do, put it on this crystal platter, and you know what? You may not do it. A lot of people didn't do it. Why? Because their mind was not programmed the way it needed to be for success. No fault of their own. We're all living off a lot of subconscious beliefs and limiting beliefs and stories that we tell ourselves and meanings that we have. So step number 4 is being able to identify where some of those issues that you might have that have been holding you back in the past so that you could overcome them and actually fly through this roadmap. If maybe number 1 comes out for you and it says you should increase your price, which not a lot of people actually, that's always their first one. Maybe sounds like common sense, but it's not. Increase your price happens to be what you need to do. But you know what? Maybe it's time for you to go increase your price and you can't do it. You have all of these old stories and meanings on things that are coming up, and it hinders you. If we can stop you, and there's no if in that, when we show you how to unlock those inside your subconscious, we will help you reprogram your mind for success, and that is where the true power in all of this lies. So, quickly recap, if you are interested in learning how to double your profits in the next 90 days, and our system is guaranteed, and you want to be able to figure out where it makes the most sense for you to focus your time and efforts, click the link below in the description. It'll take you over to get the report. Everything that I've said in this video, you could read through it very well, or you can take the interactive profit acceleration assessment, which will walk you through step by step. There's little videos telling you exactly what to look for. Answer that out, and it will take you a little bit of time, but that time is the best investment that you can make for your business right now. And again, it is completely free, and there is no gotchas on that at all. So I highly encourage you to take that step, go through it for yourself. You'll learn a lot in the process and be able to at least say, oh, you know what? I've been wanting to focus on that. That is super helpful. That is where I'm going to go. And hopefully this information helps you take that next step. And you can have some consistent income, growing your profits, and building out that business so it can create the lifestyle that you want and deserve. So hopefully this was helpful for you. Again, my name is Brenda Glover. Thank you so much for listening. Go ahead, get that description below, or, hop onto our list. We are sending out information every single week. Make sure you subscribe to this channel so you can hear the next video that's going to drop. And I just look forward to talking to you, hopefully on the inside, around the internet. Bye-bye.